Hi, my name is Ashley and welcome back to our channel. So I will be running a half marathon in October and I wanted to document my training process just because I like watching these videos and I thought it would be cool to have like these videos for myself like in the future. So this is going to be week 16 of my half marathon training. So today is week 16, day 1, and I think what I'm gonna do is go do a 1.5 mile warm up and then 5 miles at goal pace and then a 1.5 mile cool down. That is what I think I'm gonna do today. So it should be 8 miles total after I'm finished. So I'm gonna go do this run. So I did end up doing the 1.5 mile warm up, the 5 mile run at goal pace, and then the 1.5 mile cool down. So that ended up being 8 miles total. And the 1.5 mile warm up, I just walked it. So I walked it in 25 minutes and 16 seconds. So that's about a 16:51 mile pace. And then I ran the 5 miles at goal pace. So mile 1, I ran at 10:47, mile 2, 10:37, mile 3, 10:29, mile 4, 11:06, mile 5, 10:50. So that was 53 minutes and 53 seconds. So that's about a 10:47 minute pace. And then the 1.5 mile cool down, I also just walked it and I walked it in 27 minutes and 7 seconds. So that is about an 18:05 minute pace. And then I biked 3 miles. And overall, my run felt pretty good. The first like 3.5 miles of the 5 mile run felt really good. And then after that, it kind of like, it still felt good, but it didn't feel as good as like the first bit of the run. Obviously, like mile 4 is a little bit slower. So that's kind of where it like started not feeling as good and I slowed down a little bit. But overall, it was still a good run and felt like a good run. And I did those 8 miles in 1 hour and 46 minutes and 16 seconds. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so today's week 16, day 2. I'm about to go run, and I think I'm gonna run either 5 or 6 miles today. I'm gonna go get my run started. Okay, so I just got back from my run and I did 5 miles today, and I ran the first 2 miles in 22 minutes and 31 seconds. So that's about 11:16-ish minute pace. And then the other 3 miles, I pretty much walked them. But overall, it felt like a pretty good run. And I ran those 5 miles in 1 hour and 12 minutes and 35 seconds. So week 16, day 3 was a rest day. Week 16, day 4 was also a rest day. Okay, so today is week 16, day 5, and I'm about to go run, and I think I'm gonna do 5 or 6 miles today. So I'm gonna go get this run started. So I just got back from my run and I did 5 miles on the treadmill today, and I ran the first 3.25 miles straight, and I ran that in 35 minutes and 4 seconds, and that's about a 10:47 minute pace. And then I walked from 3.25 to 3.5, and then I ran from 3.5 to 4.5. And then I walked the rest up until mile 5. And overall, it felt like a very good run. So I was happy with that. And then I biked 2 miles. I ran those 5 miles today in 59 minutes and 45 seconds. So I was actually happy with that time. Yeah, I was very happy with my run today. Week 16, day 6 was a rest day. Okay, so week 16, day 7, I didn't actually end up running. I just walked around my apartment complex with Sean, and I did 2 miles in 42 minutes and 14 seconds. All right, so I just wanted to film a little week 16 of half marathon training recap. So week 16, day 1, I did 8 miles on the treadmill. I did a 1.5 mile warm-up, which I just walked. And I walked it in 25 minutes and 16 seconds. So that's about a 16:51-ish minute pace. And then I ran 5 miles at goal pace. So I ran mile 1 in 10:47, mile 2 in 10:37, mile 3 in 10:29, mile 4 at 11:06, and mile 5 was at 10:50. So I ran those 5 miles in 53 minutes and 53 seconds. So that's about a 10:40 minute pace. And then after I did the 5 miles, I did a 1.5 mile cool down, which I just walked, and I walked that in 27 minutes and 7 seconds. So that's about an 18:05 minute pace. And then I biked 3 miles, and overall it felt like a pretty good run. The first 3.5 miles felt really good, and then the last 1.5 miles, it still felt good, but it didn't feel as great as the first 3.5 miles. But I did those 8 miles in 1 hour and 46 minutes and 16 seconds. Day 2, I did 5 miles on the treadmill. I ran the first 2 miles straight in 22 minutes and 31 seconds. So that's about an 11:16-ish minute pace. And then the other 3 miles, I pretty much just walked. And overall, it felt like a decent run. I did those 5 miles in 1 hour and 12 minutes and 35 seconds. Day 3 was a rest day. Day 4 was a rest day. Day 5, I ran 5 miles on the treadmill. The first 3.25 miles in 35 minutes and 4 seconds. So that's about a 10:47 minute pace. And then I walked 3.5 miles. And then after that, I ran from 3.5 to 4.5. And then I walked the rest until 5. So overall, it felt like a pretty good run. And then I biked 2 miles. And I did those 5 miles in 59 minutes and 45 seconds, which I actually was pretty happy with. The fact that I walked almost a whole mile and still finished 5 miles in under an hour. I was pretty proud of myself for that. But day 6 was a rest day. Day 7, I did 2 miles just walking around my apartment with Sean, and yeah. But I did those 2 miles in 42 minutes and 14 seconds. So my week 16 weekly mileage total was 20 miles total. And overall, felt like a pretty good week of runs. And I will show you guys the shoes that I wore this week. So these are the Nike Infinity 3s. And I wore these ones. These are the Nike Pegasus Turbos. And when I walked around the apartment with Sean, I wore these ones. I'm pretty sure these are the Nike Free Runs. That is going to be it for week 16 of my half marathon training. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a like. And if you want to see the rest of my half marathon training and how I end up doing on my half marathon, then go ahead and subscribe to our channel. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.